This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, March 2nd. We know them as the Pilgrims, the Puritans. They lived a quiet life. They were against many of the social norms in Elizabethan time, including the theater. Their complaint was primarily that the theater distracted people from worshiping God. It was against the law to have theaters in America until 1789, when Pennsylvania ends the prohibition. And why was it against the law? Well, the Puritans in 1642 banned the theater out of fear of moral looseness. The ban continued. In America, 1774, the ban continued. Why? Because of its association with England, and that the playhouses had become meeting places for planning against the revolution. Eventually, it is ended. In Pennsylvania, you can go to the theater since 1789. The United States passed its first immigration law, 1819. King Kong was a sensation, starring Fay Wray. It premiered at the Radio City Music Hall in New York City, 1933. The U.S. 8th Air Force bombs Dresden. And in the days that followed, nearly 4,000 tons of bombs were dropped. The ensuing firestorm killed 25,000 people, leveling the city, sucking the oxygen from the air, suffocating people who were trying to escape. That happened on this day, 1945. It was also on this day, 1949, Lucky Lady 2, a Super Fortress B-50 plane, completes the first non-stop round-the-world flight at Fort Worth, Texas. And how long is it around the Earth? 23,452 miles. The Lucky Lady did it all in one tank of gas. 1949. It was on this day that one of the most popular musical films of all times, The Sound of Music, starring Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer, it was released on this day in 1965. It would be the Academy Awards Best Film for 1966. In an interview, Christopher Plummer said he didn't like the movie very much because it was so awful and sentimental and gooey. You had to work terribly hard to try and infuse some minuscule bit of humor into it. 1965. It was on this day that the grand jury concludes that President Richard Nixon is involved in Watergate. Within 5 months, he will resign. 1974. It was on this day that Indianapolis Colts signed quarterback Peyton Manning to a 7-year, $98 million deal with a $34 million signing bonus, the largest package to date in the National Football League. And at the recent championship game in 2020, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes makes $45 million per year. But the winner of the game was Tom Brady, and his annual salary is $25 million. He's tied for the 15th highest salary in the NFL overall. And so there's good news and bad news, confusing news. But behind it all is the good news that this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, March 2nd.